When you're intrigued by a video ad on your Facebook feed, they know they have just a few seconds to entice you, so they typically show someone using the item happily. They don't start with a big bullet point list of features and benefits, but rather they instantly build value by showing you how this thing, whatever it is, can totally improve your life. Then you end up picturing yourself using it. What are they doing there? They're building value. And you'll notice that the longer you watch these videos, the more you can see yourself using this amazing product, whatever it is. When we're not connecting with customers on the sales floor, one of the big reasons is that we're not building value. So, how do we build value? Well, we find out what's important to them in this purchase, and we focus on that. So, for example, during Sharon's engagement ring purchase, she tells us that it's important to include grandmother's center diamond and the gold into her set. Okay, so she wants grandmother's center diamond and her gold. Then we ask more questions. We learn more, and we find out that Sharon's grandmother was instrumental in Sharon's life because her mother worked, so every day after school, Grandma would pick her up, help her with her homework, and cook her dinner, and then Mom would come and pick her up. So when it came time for college, Grandma paid for Sharon's entire college tuition. So Grandma is a huge part of Sharon's life. And this is Sharon's way of remembering her every day. So now, as we're talking about this custom piece, we build value by talking about this piece being a one-of-a-kind memorial to Grandma, and how implementing Sharon's ideas into the design is a beautiful reminder of her legacy. So, can you imagine at this point Sharon being highly concerned about price? I mean, I suppose it could happen because people are people, but I think you'll agree that it's highly unlikely given her love for her grandma and all that she sacrificed for Sharon. So, when we get into trouble on the sales floor, it's usually caused by taking the focus off the customer and trying to impress them with something other than true, sincere conversation about what's important to them in this purchase. Okay? It's not about our knowledge of the product. It's not about our one-upsmanship story. It's not about our grandma. It's about Sharon's grandmother. And it's also important to understand that we don't build value. We don't do it ourselves. Only the customer can do that. However, when we focus on their emotional reason for being here in our store and what's important to them in this purchase, our customer will construct a beautiful value proposition all their own, and it'll all be in their brain, okay? All we have to do now is make sure Sharon is perfectly happy with the design, all the while focusing on Grandma and continuing to ask her questions for stories about Grandma. The rest is just job envelopes and credit cards, to be honest. Sharon doesn't care about these things. And you won't even have to concern yourself with them because you focused on Grandma.